teacher's gaming.
Yo guys, Fetch here. Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today it is another time for a Q&A, the first Q&A of 2023 actually. So once again, I asked you guys over on my main channel to send in some questions, and just as before, I've tried to pick out the main ones. However, there are actually still quite a few that I'm looking at. So without further ado, let's jump straight into them and answer some questions. So the first couple of questions coming in from Ellis Jerry, if that's how you pronounce your name, I am sorry if it isn't. And the first question is, are you going to Truckfest Peterborough? And no, I'm not going to Truckfest, unfortunately. I've only been to two Truckfests. I've been to the one in Newark in 2017, and I also went to the Peterborough one actually in 2018, and it was pretty good, but yeah, I'm not going to the one this year, if that's what you mean. And the next question is, have you ever been to Germany? And no, I haven't. I was actually close to going, though, on a school trip, but I decided not to go because back then, I don't think I would have been able to, handle just being away in a different country when I haven't even left the country for, well, I've never been abroad, for many years ago, since many years ago. So going to a complete different country for a week away from home probably would have been a bit of a struggle. So yeah, I was close to going to Germany, but I didn't take it. But, pretty probably now I would probably like to go to Germany. The next question comes in from Rail Donkey or Cheese Lord or Ryan, whatever it wants to be called. And the question is, would you ever be a passenger in a truck that Rezi is driving? Absolutely not. I think it's safe to say when we've seen Rizzy driving, it's not really the best driving that we've ever seen. So yeah, I probably wouldn't want to get in a truck with her driving. I think the real question is, would you get in the truck that I'm driving? There is proof on my channel that I did actually drive a truck. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, you can. And I actually mean real life truck. So yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and see that, you can do so. Link will be in the iCard over there as well. So yeah, if you want to go check that out, you can. The next few questions come in from coolpenguin_gaming, and the first question is, when is the next F1 League racing season? And I don't know, really, to be honest. I mean, I would like to do another one, but the thing is, F1 22 isn't really a game that I actually enjoy at the moment. I mean, it's fun every now and then, but I wouldn't say it's a game that I particularly enjoy. I much enjoy, F1 2020. I mean, if we do a season, it'll probably be on F1 22, or F1 2020, I mean. But I don't know. At the moment, no idea, but keep your eyes peeled because there may be one real soon. I don't know. The next question is, are you happy with your YouTube career so far? And yes, I am. As I've been saying many times, when I started my main channel, 8 years ago or whatnot, back in 2015, I did not think it would get to a stage where it is on now, 15,000 subscribers and 4 million views, I think, on my channel now. It's absolutely crazy. And I would never think, my channel would ever get to that. So no, I never thought I'd get, I never thought my channel would get this far. So yes, very happy with my YouTube career so far. And the final question is, why did you choose to work at Asda and not any other supermarkets? And the reason for that is because, well, it's not actually, it's not work, it was work experience. They're both kind of different. Work experience basically means I choose when I want to work, well, within reason, and I don't get paid. I volunteer basically. And, obviously when you work, the benefits is that you get paid, and you are assigned your shifts. But the reason why I went with Asda is because when there was like an open day at college, there was someone actually from Asda that came to the college, and they specialized in work for, like people with special needs like me with autism. So when we were, speaking to them, we kind of got chatting a little bit, and they actually suggested maybe something like that. So I think it was like a year afterwards, we kind of decided, well, I'm a little bit bored in the summer holidays. What could I do to pass the time? And I think, getting that job at Asda, or having a talk with the person, kind of gave us a good idea. Maybe I could, get some real life work experience in a real working place. And because this person specialized in special needs, we decided to contact them again. I think it was about a year later, asking if it was possible if, we could, come in, have a bit of a talk and it all started from there basically. But yeah, I haven't actually been there since like back in 2019 because, you know, COVID got in the way, and, you know, my YouTube stuff is taking off. So yeah, I would like to go back there though, but yeah, probably not right now. The next question comes in from Garthto, or Sand as he wants to be called actually. And the question is, will you do a time-lapse video of your journey on YouTube, like from the start, Roblox group creation, face reveal, etc., and you commenting the whole time-lapse? And to be honest, I mean, I have actually had thoughts of doing something like that, but the thing is that I don't know what I would actually include and not make it about like an hour long. And that's another thing, time. That would probably take me so long to make because so many things have happened in my YouTube career, and I don't think I'll be able to like put it all into like one video. So it would practically be impossible to, you know, try and capture, you know, everything, well, not really everything, but like major parts that happened, to be honest. So probably not, if I'm going to be completely honest. The next couple of questions come in from Harvey the Plane Fan, and the first question is, what made me make my Roblox game? And the reason is because I was just playing Cabin Crew a lot. Obviously, if you don't know my my game, Train Crew Simulator, as it's known at the moment, is based off Cabin Crew. And I was playing a lot of Cabin Crew, and I was kind of like thinking, what if I could actually, you know, make a game like this, but around trains, you know, could that actually happen? So I was kind of like, you know, brainstorming, you know, like things, and I was thinking, can I actually make this? You know, will I, you know, need help? Obviously I do, because I have no idea how to make a game. And will this actually, you know, could this be a potential game that could actually, you know, be popular? And all of the answers to that was yes. So I was kind of like thinking, okay, so what do I actually need to do? So I was kind of like thinking of stuff, you know, like what things would we want, and I got a pretty base idea as I was talking about in the video where I announced it, and contacted, you know, a few friends, and they said that they would love to be partnershiped with me making a game. So that's how it pretty much came around basically. And their last question, which is probably going to be why the title is titled what it is, and the question is, will you ever play British Railways? And in the morning as of recording this video, I actually played British Railways. Not on my main account. I set up a brand new account that no one knows of, and I actually played it on there. And yeah, I don't know why I did. I just literally went on there to see what it was all about, and to be honest, it wasn't actually as bad as I was expecting, to be honest, and it isn't actually as bad as I was even thinking. It's actually a fairly pretty good game, to be honest. So maybe in the future there may be a few streams on British Railways, but I'm not promising anything before any of you say, you know, that. But I don't know. But that's all you need to know. As of, you know, the morning as of recording this video, I did actually play British Railways. The next question comes in from Airlinks, and the question is, if you had to have a dream track day with any car on any track, what would you choose? Wow, you've actually put me in the hot seat here. I don't actually know. I mean, the F1 tracks are cool. I would have to say, obviously there is, you know, the Nürburgring Nordschleife that's, you know, notorious for, you know, like being, you know, the longest track or something like that in the world. And I would probably pick a track like that, because I think, you know, the Nordschleife is probably like a once in a lifetime thing. And the car I would go in, anything really, you know, maybe trying to drive a truck around there, that could be quite fun. But, you know, obviously there is, you know, many, you know, sports cars that, you know, could do the job, you know, things like that. I really don't know, to be honest. Probably, you know, a sports car around the Nordschleife. I don't really know. The next question comes in from TFI Enthusiast, and the question is, will you make a real life transport video? And I have actually been thinking about doing something like that, you know, actually doing proper, you know, real life transport videos. But obviously at the moment, we don't really, you know, want to, you know, go out and stuff, because obviously many of you guys are probably thinking, you know, oh God, what is he going to talk about? I'm talking about COVID, and you guys might be thinking, Fetch, it's over. Get on with your life. COVID's not here. Now, you know, you might be, you know, you're all entitled to have your own opinion. For me personally, I don't think it's over. It's still here. People are still getting infected. You know, I was ill, you know, a few weeks ago, and for all I know, it could have been COVID. But obviously, I'm not saying it was, but it probably could have been. It's not gone. It's still here, and we don't feel comfortable at the moment putting ourselves outside and at risk of getting it because, you know, we have loads of people in our household that are clinically vulnerable, and all of us have. It's been a while since, you know, we've had our vaccines. So as of now, we're probably not, 100% protected as we were do if we had the vaccines. So I have had thoughts to do real life transport videos, but probably not at the moment because of the current situation we're in. But, maybe in like a few years time, maybe when, everything gets to be a bit more settled, then maybe I might, think about, doing some, but not at the moment. The next few questions coming in from Crazy Please, and the first question is, do you count yourselves as a good Train Sim World 3 driver? And you might be thinking, yep, you're not. I mean, if I'm going to be completely honest, I do think I'm good at actually driving trains in Train Sim World 3, but I don't think I'm the best. Obviously, I know the basics of actually how to drive the train in stopping, so I kind of know, how to drive. If someone, was a bad driver, they wouldn't be even able to move the train. But yeah, I mean, that is kind of me on some, trains, but most of them, I kind of know how to move them. I know how to brake. I know how to stop. So I would count that as being a good driver. But yeah, I'm not the best by any means. And their second question is most hated truck. And if I'm going to be completely honest, I don't actually think I have one. I mean, they're all trucks. They all do the same thing. I don't really think there's a truck that I most hate, to be honest. But it is an interesting question. I mean, my least used trucks are probably Ivecos, in Train Sim, not Train Sim, in Euro Truck Simulator 2, sorry. So maybe an Iveco, I don't know. But yeah, interesting question. I don't think I really hate, a truck per se, but my least used truck is probably an Iveco. Is probably an Iveco, if I can even speak. Sir Potato comes in with a question, and the question is, what's your favorite place you've been? I don't actually know, to be honest. Where is the favorite place I've been? I mean, I like going on holiday to, like Haven or something like that. I like, theme parks, like Alton Towers and things like that. Adventure Island, Pleasure Island when it was, open, because obviously Pleasure Island is sadly, it closed down a few years ago. I really don't know where the favorite place I've been actually is, but it would probably be either a Haven holiday park or a theme park of some degree, but I don't know which one. Distinguished Gaming comes in with a few questions, and the first question is, what's your favorite song, band, or singer? And I don't really know, actually. What was it? I think it's choosing out any of them. I mean, I don't really have a favorite song because I just like a load of songs. Band, I mean, I don't really listen to a lot of bands, actually. And singer, I mean, there are a few, there's the classic, Ed Sheeran, Ariana Grande, those types of singers, making pretty good songs. Bars and Melody, I've been listening to a few of their songs quite recently. I don't really know, really. I just like a load of songs and just things like that, really. I don't really have a favorite per se. I just like them, really. The next question is, do you really have autism? No offense. I just want to know further, more detail. I do. I literally have a letter somewhere from the doctor saying I do have it. I'll probably show it to you if you really want to. I don't know where it is, but I'm pretty sure we can find it somewhere. But yeah, I do actually have autism. It might surprise people because of, how open I kind of, seem like. But yeah, I do actually have autism. And yeah, that might actually shock a few people, but I do actually, have autism. And their last question is, when do you expect your Train Crew Simulator will come out? I don't really know, really. There's still a lot more, there's still a lot to be developed, so I really don't know. The original plan was probably in like a few months' time, but then something happened. It wasn't, anything in terms of, like anything wrong happened with the game. It's just something happened in, someone who in the development team that's actually, quite crucial to making the game, which obviously is fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I mean, it's bad as in terms of us developing it, but obviously if they have to do that, they have to do that. You know, this isn't a paid job. You know, making train crew isn't a paid job. You know, it's completely free. It's voluntary. You know, they will work on the game when they want to work on it. You know, it's not going to be like you have to be developing from this time to this time. I'm not like that. They can work whenever they want. So with that in mind, I would probably expect it to probably be released in around maybe winter time this year, maybe early next year. I don't really know. It will be coming, just I don't know when really. The next few questions coming in from Martin, or in brackets F1 Gamer 20, and the first question is, who inspired you to watch Formula 1? And this may actually surprise you, but I did actually know of F1, you know, like back in the day, but I didn't really watch it. I mean, I went to a FP1 session in Silverstone back in 2016, and I mean, I wasn't really like hooked on F1 back then, and I wasn't really, you know, after that anyway. What really actually happened though is when I went round to my granddad's house, well, I say went round, he literally lived next door back then, I saw that he was watching the 2018 Monaco Grand Prix. And when or after I, you know, went there, I kind of hopefully, you know, or quickly hopped back to my house and actually watched the Monaco Grand Prix from my house. And I watched the race and I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't really watch the next few races. I kind of like watched the highlights and stuff like on YouTube. And then I think it was from Brazil of that year, I started to like watch it a bit more. So I watched the Brazilian and the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And then I think I made it kind of like a task in like from 2019 to actually like watch every race and things like that. So I did that. And yeah, it was pretty good. And ever since then, I've just watched it really. So no one actually really inspired me to watch F1. I just got into it just, I don't really know really, from my granddad really. He's probably the person who inspired me. I don't know. The next question is, what is better, British trains or European trains? I mean, the thing is that I've grown up with English trains, so I'll probably have to say that, you know, they're probably the most easier ones to, you know, like control and stuff. So I probably have to say that, but I would say probably better looking trains, probably European, you know, the ones in Germany and Netherlands, you know, the double decker trains, you know, they look quite cool. But yeah, in terms of probably, you know, like actually handling them, probably English trains, but, you know, better looking trains, probably European ones. And their last question is, what are your expectations or predictions for the 2023 Formula 1 season? And they've written a list of the ones that I should answer. So World Drivers Champion, I think we can all pretty much say it's going to be Verstappen. World Constructors Championship, again, probably Red Bull. Best performing driver. Now, usually that would go to the World Drivers Champion. However, I'm going to make a bold statement here and say Alonso, because, you know, he's been smashing it, you know, this season. I think he's got like 3 podiums. Wait, where did he finish in Bahrain? I actually can't remember where he finished in Bahrain. I think he finished on the podium. So, yeah, I'll probably say Alonso for best performing driver. Rookie of the year. How many rookies have we got? We've got Logan Sargent, Oscar Piastri, Nick de Vries. I swear we've got someone else, haven't we? I can't remember. But I would probably say, I mean, Oscar Piastri got a P8, I think, in the most recent, in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I don't really know who I can say is, you know, like rookie of the year, but I would probably say either Oscar Piastri or Nick de Vries. I don't think Logan Sargent in reality is probably going to have like a best, you know, season, or probably going to be rookie of the year. But I'll probably either say either Oscar Piastri or Nick de Vries. And the flop of 2023. I mean, they're all in F1 for a reason, so I don't really know, to be honest. I can't answer a flop of 2023 because I really don't know who will be, you know, underperforming. You know, as of the moment, I don't really see any driver, you know, underperforming really. So I can't really answer that at the moment. The next question comes in from Ordinary Person, and the question is about ETS2. Do you mainly earn money on multiplayer or single player? I am a single player person, to be honest. I mean, I do try and make money on multiplayer, but, you know, then we, you know, like just, you know, mess around and like start, you know, losing cash and stuff. So it's mainly single player. I do earn my money. You know, I either stick on a money mod if I'm cheating, or, you know, actually do proper journeys if I want to play the game, you know, legitimately. But yeah, it's mainly on single player I earn my money. Generator Daniel comes in with a couple of questions, and the first one: have you ever cooked food? If so, what did you cook? Now, back in school, I did actually do like a cooking lesson, and we made quite a few. And I have actually, you know, I do cook. I wouldn't say, like I don't know how to cook. But the thing is, I don't do it, you know, all the time, really. But what have I cooked? I mean, it's nothing special. Like, I haven't cooked like a 5 Michelin star meal or anything, you know, it's just very basic meals. You know, I've made, you know, cupcakes, you know, all of these have needed supervision, by the way. You know, I've never been able to, you know, just go off and do it by myself. You know, I've made, you know, cupcakes, I've made like spaghetti bolognese, you know, I've made apple pie, you know, I've made probably quite a lot of stuff, but like basic meals, you know, things that are, you know, like an hour to make, because I just don't have the patience to, you know, make like a 5-hour meal or something like that. So yeah, I have cooked. They are probably the ones that I most remember. But yeah, I haven't like cooked a proper like 5-star meal or anything like that. But yeah, I have cooked, and that's what I cooked. And the last question is, what made you play ETS2? Just watching videos, really. You know, when I was watching, you know, I saw Squirrel playing this game called Euro Truck Simulator 2, when I was like wondering, what's this game? You know, I checked it out, and a few days later, I think I then purchased it myself. It's actually the first game I ever purchased on Steam, and ever since I've started playing it, I've been hooked, really. So yeah. Z2GB comes in with a few questions, and the first question is, what is your favorite song out of the songs you play on your channel? I really like the Haven songs. They get me in a really good mood. And I mean, I don't really think I have a favorite, you know, Haven song. I just like them all. But the one that I mostly like is probably like Time for R&B, because it's just such a nostalgic song, you know, always hearing that, you know, in the show bar when we used to go to Haven, you know, always dancing along to it. You know, Tiger Club again is a very other nostalgic one. You know, Stand Up, Sit Down, you know, that's a quite a funny one to hear. What's the other one? Shake It Down, Be Hollow Down as well. That's a good one. You know, that's a good one to, you know, dance to. Yeah, I don't really have a favorite Haven song, I think, per se, but they are my favorite songs that I play on my channel. And their last question is, what sub count do you think you will end up on by the end of the year? Well, we're on 15,000 right now. What could I probably be on by the end of the year? I would probably say either or between 18,000 and 20,000 subscribers. That is probably my aim by the end of the year, to be on 18 to 20,000 subscribers, I hope. That is probably going to be, well, that's what I think my sub count will be on. If it stays like it is, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, I would probably expect, you know, or not really expect, but I would kind of like my sub count to, you know, be on 18 to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. The next question's coming in from Mr. Biscuits, and the first one is, how are you? I'm doing fine, thank you. Hope you're doing well yourself. And the next question is, how much work do you have to do? Now, it might surprise you, but being a YouTuber isn't a really easy job that you may think it is, you know. And I think that's a massive thing people have to understand, you know, when you get into YouTube. You know, people just think YouTubing is, you know, you start a recording, you play your games, you upload it, whoop-de-doo. It's a lot more to that, you know. You have to do all of the editing, the thumbnail work, you know, you have to do admin afterwards, you know, like reading comments and things like that. And, you know, when you're streaming, you know, you have to put into the work, you know, actually make the overlays and stuff. It isn't as easy as you think it is, and it is actually a pretty long job, you know. I put in the hours on YouTube to make it into a full-time job, but it isn't actually my full-time job. The reason why I've been able to do this is because obviously I'm at home and not really doing anything. So yeah, it is a lot of hard work to do, but I enjoy doing it, which is why I continue doing it. But I think it's a massive thing that people have to understand if you're coming into YouTube. It's not as easy as you think it is. The next question comes in from Clumsy Wonka 2010, and the question is, what is your favorite racing driver to have ever lived? And as I've been saying, I didn't really watch F1 when I was little. I only really got into it, you know, in recent years. And, you know, I'm British. Lewis Hamilton, you know, is the driver that I grew up with. He's the person that I always admired, you know, winning races all the time and stuff. He, to me, is, you know, the best driver personally. Obviously, I know that there is, like the Senna, Prost and things like that, David Coulthard, people like that. But to be honest, I grew up with Hamilton, and in my opinion, he is he's my most favorite driver to have ever lived, basically. I mean, he's still alive, he's still racing, but yeah, he is probably my favorite racing driver. The next question comes in from Victor Rodick. If that's how you pronounce your name, again, I'm sorry if I did mispronounce it. And the question is, do you think you are the richest transport player? And in brackets, you got donated by Hasm, so that should be a yes. Might surprise you, but no, I don't actually think I am, to be honest, because there are other people out there, other people who actually make proper train games and I think, have more money than me. I've seen Stefan's Robux, count. He is more than me. Yeah, I'm not actually the richest transport player. It might actually surprise you. The next few questions coming in from Lukey Cake, and the first one is, what are your predictions on England group for the Euro 2024 qualifying? Now, I don't actually know, to be honest. I don't actually know who is in our group, but I I think we're going to qualify, definitely. But I think we'll probably be either second in the group or top. I don't think we'll be like at the bottom. I think we'll either come second or top. I mean, people are probably predicting us to come top of our group because we've probably got an easy group, so we probably will come top. But I would say probably second or first, to be honest. The next question is, can you make more gameplay videos on your main channel? I would like to. It's just trying to think of video ideas that, are actually, sort of entertaining to watch, not just trucking career videos all the time. And the final question is, can you make a channel which you will upload stream clips from your main channel and also funny moments? The thing is that I kind of want to keep all of those contained in one channel because, running many channels, can be a little bit confusing. I run this one, I run obviously my main channel, and I also run my Fetchy replays channel, which is just Twitch replays. So that isn't really anything that I really manage. There is a features gaming clips one thing as well, which I do have access to. It wasn't actually created by me, and I don't really use it at the moment. But yeah, just main, stream highlight clips I just do on my main channel and things like that. So yeah, if there is really anything, it all just gets put up on my main channel. Nathan Swells comes in with a question, and the question is, have you ever been to a steam railway? Example, Spa Valley Railway, or the Bluebell. I did go to one when I was younger. I think I probably actually went to a few. And I remember one time when I did go on one of them, I got the smoke in my eyes, and my eyes were like stinging like mad. I kept on rubbing them. Nothing helped. I mean, rubbing isn't actually something that you should do. And it got to the point where I actually, had to go to, well, not really go to a doctor, but like we kind of like asked, a paramedic that was there, what could we do? And they gave us this sort of like eye drops thing. I still have it somewhere, I think, or like something like it. It's not the exact one, which I use, from time to time when I need when I need it. But I do remember that, and yeah, I was very, well, not really scared, but like I didn't want to do it because I've never had anything, sort of like liquidy go into my eye, so I was a bit, frightened to, start it. But I did it, and yeah, and that was just a funny story I had of one time when I went to a steam railway. My sister Lauren comes in with a few questions, so of course I have to answer them. And the first one is, if you were a dwarf from Snow White, what dwarf would you be? Probably sleepy or grumpy, let's be honest. The next question is, we've had the Platty Jubes and currently have the Cosy Lives. Are you excited for the Kingy Corrie? Now you might just be thinking, what the hell is that? Platty Jubes is Platinum Jubilee. Cosy Lives, I don't actually know what that is. And Kingy Corrie, obviously, the coronation for, King Charles. So am I excited for the coronation? I would say, yeah. I mean, it's good that he's king. But obviously it is sad, that, all of us lived through, Elizabeth II, being the, longest reigning British monarch in, in English history. And it is, sad to, now it being a different person. But I mean, it is, exciting to, I guess have a king for once. But yeah, it's still very, very sad that, Elizabeth II is, no longer alive because, if it was, a few years longer, it would have, she would have been the longest reigning monarch in ever. And yeah, it's just a little bit sad that, she did sadly pass away. But yeah, I'd say I am partially excited for the coronation. And the next question is, what's your favorite memory of me? Well, there's a lot, to be honest. There's not really one that stands out like as such, but I would say probably, sometimes, like when you open, when you open your presents on your birthday, presents that I get you, sometimes you give like good reactions, for example, when I got you the Xbox controller, your reaction to that, was quite memorable. There isn't really one that stands out. I mean, there's many. So yeah, there isn't really a sole memory that I remember fully, but there is a lot. On to the final few people that sent in some questions, so we'll go through them. So the other one comes in from Hayden Hunter, again, if that's how you pronounce it. And the question is, when you play your games, do you wonder if you ever become what you play as? Ooh, that is actually a very good question. I mean, I don't know how I even answer this. This is actually a really good question. I mean, sometimes when I play play games, I sort of, think, how did they make this, the programming stage. But I don't really actually ever think that, like, I've put myself in the seat or sort of as the character in a game. I don't actually think I've ever really played it like that. I mean, I've got my VR, next to me. So I guess, when I play F1 with that, I can kind of then, kind of think that I put myself in the seat of an F1 car. I mean, that's kind of the gist anyway. So probably if we're talking about like simulators, but I haven't like properly thought of, ever becoming what is in the game, basically. I mean, probably a trucker. I don't know. But yeah, that's probably the best it's going to get. The second to last question comes in from, now give me a second, Yen Kim Leo. I don't know how to pronounce it. That's probably my best pronunciation, so I do apologize if I got it wrong. I mean, I probably did get it wrong, let's be honest. And the question is, other than making videos on YouTube, do you have any other jobs or do you want to take on another job? I mean, the only other thing that I do is, obviously recording football. Again, it's work experience. I don't get paid for it. Because I just, I like helping out, people really. I'm not really the person that, wants to, get paid or anything like that. And a good thing with, doing work experience is that I can choose when I want to work. So, if it's, like horrid weather, I'm not forced to, go to the match or anything, I can just stay at home if I want to. So yeah, that's probably the only other thing I have. But and as to your other question, do I want to, take on any of the jobs? I have been thinking about it, I mean, when I was in college, I was like thinking, what job could I get, when I get out of this, or get out of college. I mean, because of my YouTube taking off, it's kind of really been in the back of my mind, but there's always that thing there, there's many jobs, there's theme park ride operator, because, I like playing theme park simulators. I like going on, the rides as well. I've been watching, videos of, like doing, McDonald's thing and Subway things, that's kind of always been in the back of my mind. Trucking has been one as well. And just many other things really, that have been in my mind when I've been playing games. I mean, obviously, when you play games, it's very different, when you're doing, YouTubing and stuff, what I mean is when you're playing games, it's very different, in real life. So yeah, I mean, it's been in the back of my mind, but I don't currently at the moment, or as I said, the only one is recording the football. And the final question of this Q&A comes in from It's Sam Plays, and the question is, have you ever raged on stream? Yes, a lot. Especially back in 2021, I raged a lot. And that is all of the questions of the Q&A. So I'd like to thank you all for watching the video. As I said, I do apologize if your video or if your question didn't get in the video, because I've kind of wanted to, just focus on the questions that were most interesting, even though this video has been probably long anyway. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe, or make sure to leave a like on the video, first. And make sure to subscribe if you did enjoy for more content. And I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. But until then, take care and peace out.